Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I think it's cold in like the majority of the United States right now, so I decided why don't we talk about my winter project plans because it is fully winter. I made a fall projects plan video which I actually had a lot of fun making, and I feel like these seasonal videos might be kind of a reoccurring thing on this channel. And my fall project plans, I feel like since I made that video I actually followed them pretty well. There was only a few that I didn't get around to yet, so I wanted to make a winter one so I could manifest me like actually making these things and like writing them down and have a plan for them instead of them just like going in and out of my brain. So let's just get started. These are not really in a particular order, by the way. Starting off, I don't really know what to call these, but it's either a knit trapper hat or a flight cap or just a hat with ear flaps. I just love these so much, and I think it's such a fun, silly accessory. It's very functional at the same time, which is awesome, and I feel like you can do a lot of fun stuff with like color work, or even just like a solid color would look really nice, or you could do some fun things with the ties, and since it has so much surface area you could like put pins and patches on them. So I really want to make a hat with ear flaps. I looked a little bit around for a pattern, but I couldn't find one that I really liked, but I think I might be able to freehand one if I learn a few different techniques like casting on from the top, because then you could just like seamlessly do the ear flaps. I might experiment a little bit, maybe I'll write a pattern on it if it goes well, but just a fun winter hat, especially one that you can wear when it's really cold out and like tie around your neck. It's just so cozy and a step up from like just a normal beanie. Another thing I want to make is a sweater with a hood, or something with a hood. I found this hooded sweater t-shirt pattern by Simone Berg. I'll put all of these patterns that I'm mentioning in the description, but this is a pattern that I found and I'm like so obsessed with it, and I like the idea that it has a hood, but it's not like a full sweater because I feel like that's such a big commitment to do like an entire sweater with a hood. So I feel like starting off with a t-shirt with a hood would be kind of fun, and then you can layer it with long sleeves. I think this is going to be my next bigger project, so I need to find the yarn that I want to use for that. For 2025, I kind of want to encompass all of fiber arts and like everything I can get my hands into, which includes weaving. I have been really interested in weaving recently and kind of just like tapping into different mediums, especially now that I've been like spinning yarn a lot. Sometimes that yarn isn't always good for like garments and stuff, so I think being able to use it in weaving or like tapestry art and stuff like that would be so cool. So I really want to get into weaving. I have a whole Pinterest board on weaving now. I think it's so cool how people incorporate so many different textures. I've seen people do it with like recycled fabrics and also ribbons, just creating such beautiful textures, which is what like my favorite part of fiber arts is. I've been looking a little bit online for a lap loom. I've also just cut out some cardboard because I know you can make just like a pretty simple loom out of cardboard. So I cut out some cardboard in the size of a loom that I would want. So I might make a whole video on that. Let me know if you guys want to see that, because I want to like document the process of me weaving for the first time. Same thing with like, I think my first time spinning, I also documented that, and it's fun to see like the progress and show people what it's actually like to be a beginner at something, because it can be frustrating to start something and like watching other people do things like so easily, but they've probably been doing it for a lot longer than you have. So just being realistic on what we can accomplish in short amounts of time without feeling like we're so behind, I guess. This is kind of very specific, but I want to use this yarn for a pair of socks. It's the Nora yarn. I bought this from Downtown Yarns when I was in New York, but I just am obsessed with this color. This would be perfect for a pair of socks to have like a pop of color in like a more neutral winter outfit. So I definitely want to make a pair of socks. I've already showed this sock, but I still haven't knit the second of this sock. So I also really want to try out knitting socks 2 at a time, which actually brings me into the sponsor of this video, Craftsy. Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative. They have classes on a wide variety of topics like sewing, crocheting, knitting, cooking, and more, which actually makes them the perfect sponsor for this video, because I actually have found multiple resources on Craftsy to help me with all of these projects. My most anticipated class that I'll be taking this winter, like I mentioned, is the 2 at a time sock knitting class, because I suffer from second sock syndrome and I feel like learning to do them at the same time would just make my life so much easier. So there are several instructional videos to help me with that, and it's so amazing because they have a video for both top down and toe up socks. So so I can learn both. I've also taken other classes on different topics like bead stitches, Tunisian crochet, even an immunity workshop, which we all need this time of year in the winter. And they even have classes on spinning and dyeing, which I feel like a lot of you guys would be interested in just because it's kind of hard to figure out where to start with that. They teach through instructional videos taught by professional instructors that walk you through each technique. Craftsy is always creating new classes to keep you coming back for more and help you stay inspired no matter what your creative endeavor is at the time. You guys know I'm hopping around a lot with my interests, so I feel like Craftsy is just like an all-in-one platform for that. Don't wait, because the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in my description will get a full year premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49, which that is a huge discount from the original price of $123 a year. And remember, this offer is valid for new members only. Thanks again to Craftsy for sponsoring. Let's get back into the video. So yeah, a nice little pair of socks with the Sonoro yarn. I also feel more confident about wearing my knit socks now because I've been able to like mend. Like the first pair of socks that I made, I like wore them until there was holes in the bottom or like close to holes, but I was able to mend them pretty easily. So I feel like more confident that I'm able to do that and not like ruin them. Like I can always visibly mend them or just mend them, and it's okay. And we should be wearing the things that we make, you know? So I've been more confident about actually wearing my knit socks out of the house. I don't even know if I've talked to you guys about my obsession with my Warmie. Let me grab it. This is going somewhere, I promise, but this is my Warmie. So a Warmie is a stuffed animal that you can put in the microwave and it warms up and it stays warm, and it's also weighted. Anytime I'm like going to sleep or sitting on the couch, like this is with me. My boyfriend got me that for Christmas, so shout out to him. But where this is going is that I want to make heating pads, specifically sewing little stuffed animals and making them into heating pads. I see these cute little stuffed animals on Pinterest all the time that have like embroidery and stuff on them, and I just think they're so adorable, so why not make them into heating pads? And going along with that, my friend Shay was visiting last weekend and we went to the scrap exchange and she found this bag of cherry pits, and it said on the bag cherry pits for heating pads. So she gave them to me and I made this little like weighted eye pillow. So in here is just like dried cherry pits, and you put this in the microwave and it gets so warm and you can just like put it on your eyes. Since this is a winter project plan and it's so freaking cold outside, I have just been like really relying on heating pads instead of cranking my heat all the time. I'm sitting on a heating pad right now, but having one that I can just like put in the microwave and fall asleep with is just so nice. So that is on my list. It's kind of really random, but along with that, I like these little like vintage fabric embroidered stuffed animal things. It can kind of look cute like on your couch or in your apartment. I'm sure you guys have seen this before, maybe on Instagram or TikTok, but I'm obsessed with these knit lamp covers, and it doesn't have to be this like specific IKEA lamp, but I don't think they're terribly expensive. Like I think the lamp is like $30. So I think I want to buy the lamp and then knit this like lamp cover, and there is a pattern out for it, I'm pretty sure, which I'll link down below. But this is just a fun like cozy home decor item that I feel like it just really brings like a cozy ambiance to staying inside more in the winter, I guess. This is something that's more like preparation for the springtime, but I really want to use up the pressed flowers that I have, because once things start blooming here, like I'm gonna want more space to put more of my pressed flowers. So I think I want to start junk journaling with my pressed flowers, or like turning them into bookmarks and stuff. I saw this TikTok on how to turn your pressed flowers into stickers, so I think that would be a good way to use them in like a junk journal or something. I want to start a junk journal because I have a journal that I like actually write like all of my thoughts and feelings in, and it's so messy and it just doesn't like look aesthetic. I want a junk journal to be able to actually like visually display things, so maybe I'll start one with putting little pressed flowers in and stuff. I also want to do a lot of upcycling this year, like outside of just doing thrift flips and stuff, and just using things that a lot of people see as waste that just like go to the landfill. Like for example, I've been saving all of my egg cartons. You can make it into like a clay and then make bowls. So I've been saving all my egg cartons. I'm gonna make them into little bowls and maybe like give them to friends. And you can also do a lot of like decoupage stuff. I just bought some Mod Podge from Michael's the other day, so that was in preparation for making these bowls. Honestly, if you're a good artist, you can probably like paint and draw on these too. I'm not that experienced in that stuff. So yeah, like I said, I just want to be able to do more like upcycling stuff like that. I was also thinking of doing like a craft of the month kind of thing on Substack and just like trying tiny little upcycling crafts and like sharing like my experience about that, and like maybe how you guys can do it too. Just because I don't know if I want to dedicate like an entire video on like making paper mache. Another thing that I want to try is lock spinning. I haven't done it yet. I don't know why it's so intimidating to me. I did get some locks for Christmas. I love the silver, but I feel like I don't have any other fiber in my stash right now that would look good with silver. So I'm either gonna have to find like a base fiber that will look good with the silver, or maybe re-dye these locks. I haven't decided yet. Some people just have like the most beautiful lock spun yarn, and I admire it so much. Moving on to my obsession right now, which is not related to knitting and crocheting, but it's beading. I really have been enjoying making earrings. I made these earrings. I've just been buying like secondhand beads and stuff, and I've been able to make a bunch of earrings, which is so fun. And I've just been making earrings and beads and like giving them to my friends. It just feels very fulfilling to be able to share that with people. But getting back to the winter project plans is I want to do more beading and make more earrings. I kind of have a bunch of random beads right now, and somehow they kind of work together. So I'm excited to kind of experiment with what beads look good together. I really like these earrings that I've been seeing on Pinterest. It looks like a hoop, but it's just a stud with like a string of beads that attach to the earring backing. They just look really cool. And also I've seen people upcycle like little buttons. I got a bunch of these like pearl shell buttons from my mom, and I wanted to either turn them into earrings or a necklace or a bracelet or something like that. So that's on my projects plan as well. Sometimes I like to work on like multiple creative projects at a time to kind of like cycle through them so I don't get bored of one. Along with beading, I've seen like beaded patches, which I think are so cool to be able to attach to like hats or sweaters or bags and just have like a little bit of a pop, because the beads kind of contrast with knitwear. So I think it would be cool to like combine the two and just kind of experiment. But yeah, just getting better at beading skills and practicing. People just make like the most incredible things, and I'm just so like inspired by so many artists out there. Also, I haven't made a sweater in a long time, you guys, so I definitely want to make a sweater, but for some reason, I feel like I haven't been able to mentally like take on bigger projects. Most of the sweaters, if not all of them that I've made in the past, have been kind of more free-handed and like not following patterns, but I think that's what's holding me back, is like I just need to like buy a pattern of something like super simple and make a sweater. I feel like doing that will kind of get me back into making like bigger things. But yeah, I've just been like intimidated by bigger projects recently. I think it's just kind of like my mental state right now. I just want to make a petite knit cloud sweater. I feel like it's just such a simple pattern, and I would wear it all the time. Like it's so versatile. So I'm gonna put that on my list, and then maybe after that make something with like cables or something a little bit more intricate. And then as far as sweaters go, I also want to make a sweater with a zipper. I think it's so cool and fun, and I want to be able to do that. So that is more on my like bucket list of the year, is like making a sweater with a zipper, or like a technique that I want to learn. I have like a list of techniques that I want to learn this year, or just like in general. So that is definitely like at the top of my list. Frisian Knits is one of my favorite knitwear designers. They have this beautiful zip up like bomber style sweater, and I love the color, but I also just like love the style of it. So if I can find a pattern similar to that, because I don't think they sell patterns, but if I can find a pattern similar to that, that would be awesome. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know if you guys know of any. And then last but not least, I was walking outside yesterday and my hands were freezing. So I wanted to put mittens on this list. I already have a pair of mittens. I actually have a mitten tutorial on YouTube, but I wanted to make another pair. Between the time that I was writing this down and now filming this, I have actually made almost a full pair of mittens. I have one done, and I'm almost done with the other one. So I can almost check this off the list. This is almost the same mitten as the one that I did in my YouTube tutorial. I changed just a few things, which I think for these mittens specifically, because there were a few different techniques that I used, I might write a little pattern for Substack or something. I want to start doing more like short patterns that aren't like super intense, like easy beginner patterns on Substack. And yeah, I love this yarn. This is a Blue Sky Fibers yarn, and this is just like my color. Like I love this color so much. I think that's it. Kind of really all over the place with this one. I was not expecting that, but now looking back on it, a lot of the stuff seems like pretty random, and I feel like I've just been really wanting to try new things outside of fiber arts. Like obviously fiber arts is going to be like my number one, and I'm always going to be doing something, but I like little side projects. So the beading's been really fun. Also doing more journaling and stuff like that. I don't know, I think I just really need to go on like a digital detox and kind of delete Instagram for a while so I can work on all of these projects, which might be in the near future, because I just need to get off my phone. So I've been trying to be off my phone more, to the point actually where I left my phone at a coffee shop the other day, because in my head I was trying to like be on my phone less, and I just like ended up leaving it there. But anyways, I've been feeling that time with like trying to learn new crafts and just wanting to experiment with different things. So that's kind of where my head's at right now. But thanks for the cozy little chat today. I hope you guys are staying warm and staying inside and knitting a little bit, because that's what I'll be doing. And let me know if you like these videos. Like I said, I like doing these because I can kind of manifest and like have a plan instead of just like sitting around twiddling my thumbs thinking of what to make. So I feel like sitting down, talking to you guys about it helps me actually like put them into real life, you know? So maybe I'll do one every season or so. Let me know what you're excited to make for the winter time. I know it's already January, but it's never too late. It's never too late to decide what you want to make. Anyways, thank you guys so much for all the love on here recently. Like, I really appreciate you guys so much, and just like letting me talk and just being here, supporting me, leaving comments. Like, it really means the world to me. So I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.